Hey guys, what's going on? It's Raven3. I'm back at it again, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about texturing. That's right, the one thing that is gonna turn your featureless blobs into something that looks great. Anyways, go ahead and stroll down to the Low Poly Cafe, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax. Don't forget your tip your waiter. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alrighty, so before I do begin, I do want to mention that I did do what is called an OA base, which is ambient occlusion, or AO base, an ambient occlusions base for the texture, and I thought I had OBS recording, but turns out I did not. And then I turned on OBS and tried to record again and again. I think I tried to record this section 3 times, and then I finally gave up, and when I did give up, it finally allowed me to get the video. So, without further ado, let's get right into the official bits. So, basically, to start off with it, as you can see, there's a lot of node stuff going on here, and a whole bunch of it. So, I'm going to go around with the problems that I had initially when I was doing my ambient occlusions, because they did look weird and they did not work properly for me at all. So we're going to remove this little bit of the node tree just so you can see what's going on. So as you can see, this has a decent bit of shadows underneath the armpits and a few bits of other places around the model itself, which is what you're supposed to see, and it's looking great and everything is looking awesome with it. However, so when I was baking it, as you can see up here is everything else. When you bake it, and it goes directly to that node, and then if you have it set to ambient occlusions, it'll give you that black and white kind of shadow map that you see on the bottom left hand side of the screen, right over here. Alrighty. Then, so the issues that I was having, as you can see, this is actually the fix, is doing all of that, but when I baked it originally with those on, because I didn't turn them off, the AO map, the ambient occlusion map changed drastically, as you can see right here, and we'll just plug that in right there, and as you can see, it definitely changed a lot. You can see a lot of extra shadows in places that I should not have shadows, or even just pure black spots. But the fix for that was to turn off everything that does not include the ambient occlusions itself. So basically, once you turn those off, hit bake, everything should go back to, I should say, relative normality and look alright. So make sure that you have all of your things that you are rendering unchecked, like that they are checked, and that your render engine is off, or your rendering is off for the items you don't want to bake, because that will get insane real fast. Alright, hold on. Alrighty, and then from here, we basically then start to try to figure out what's going on to move everything else. And I'll kind of sum up briefly what this node tree down here actually does. So basically what we have is we have an empty that we are using to kind of cast fake light onto the model using the colors below. I will put in the color keys that I used, however, I would highly recommend not using them because, well, bro is wider than a freaking can of sour cream here. I need to figure out what I need to do to change the color scheme of it. However, that's, well, for later. But anyways, but then you route that into multiply nodes and everything else, and then you can change the sliders and make it look a lot nicer to basically get all of that. And then the node tree above is basically that AO map being routed through a red ramp to turn all of the black or darker colors more red, which gives it a little more definition with shadows. And then you're basically combining all of them with that skin tone that you had initially to get to where we're at now. And then from there, now we're trying to get a bake going to combine them to get ourselves our full combined node bake. So that way we can combine everything and start drawing our shadows, our lines for our pecs, abs, whatever we decide that we need to do, kneecaps, all of that. And so we are gonna let our slow laptop bake that. And there we are. We have our combined skin, which is awesome. So now we don't need the node tree at all, which is awesome and amazing. It just looks beautiful. So now we have our full skin mesh, which is awesome. So now what we can do is we can grab our Principal BSDF shader here, our shader node, and just delete that, move this over here, connect that directly in, and then we get ourselves our actual finished product right here. Oh, it looks so beautiful. Making sure that's set all right. And I'm trying to, how do I save this image? Because I'm gonna try and save this so that way I can put it in the files, so that way in case I need to call it, I can just grab it. It's on the, yep, there it is, save as. Anyways, alrighty, and then once we save it, we're gonna look at this and shoot. Huh. There's gray seam lines in my texture, but there's not any when I have the node tree on. What on earth? Is it a baking issue? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna spare you guys from about an hour's worth of research, because I had to contact professionals and a whole bunch of other people just so that way I can get to having a proper surface map. So instead of me moseying through the entirety that is me trying to figure it out, I'm just going to give you the quick fix. Because what you do is you basically, when you're making that new image shader, the easiest way to fix it is to grab whatever your skin color is, move it as this base right here, and then bake it on top of it. Because that black is basically coming from the gray zones of your margins from your bake and also where your seams lay. Because as you can see here in the image, it kind of bleeds out. And if you looked closely, back in the other one, there's those little gray line streaks, and in the new one, there isn't. And that's because I used the skin base color instead of using a actual black background. Now I will say, me trying to figure this out was very, very, very discouraging. However, I muscled through it, I figured it out, I got it, so now, without farther ado, let's start drawing on this. Alright, first off, we're gonna have to get the glorious paint extension right here, UQ Paint, which is awesome. Then we're gonna load up that texture, get a color palette, and then we're gonna start layering things in properly, and then we're gonna start sketching out. And now I do have a drawing tablet from previous ADHD moments and hyperfixations. But from here, we're going to sketch out the entire rest of the body. Get the pecs, the abs, the front and back and kneecaps, and then also the joint within the middle of your arms. And then once we get that sketch, we're going to do some hard lines and some shadows as well. And here is where my lack of art expertise very much shines. And I'm gonna skip to the end, that way you're not really doing too much of the droning along trying to figure out what I'm actually doing. And here's the end result, despite me really not wanting to show you. But here's the end result. It is definitely something that I can improve on. For one, he looks like a tub of sour cream, or wider than a tub of sour cream, but that's okay. And well, the rest of it, to say the least, I would probably be the first one found in Mecha Chameleon. Just saying. But anyways, I'm gonna stop here. I hope you guys enjoyed me struggling to death in this video. But I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!